The Amazon, a place of beauty, mystery, and danger. This immense river has literally shaped a continent and everything that lives here. A vast array of creatures stalks the shadowy rainforest and plies the murky waters, each armed with ingenious methods to hunt, defend, and kill. They are the Amazon's deadliest animals. It is the world's largest river basin, 6,500 kilometers of twists and turns, holding a fifth of the world's flowing fresh water. Surrounding this river stands the world's largest rainforest. It spans nearly 6 million square kilometers, encompassing part of 9 countries, including half of Brazil. Creatures here have evolved to hunt and to survive in an environment dominated by water. Just below the muddy surface live 2 of the Amazon's fiercest. One kills with brute force, the other with overwhelming numbers. Here, life gathers around the waterways. And rivers provide food, transportation, and relief from the tropical swelter. But something lurks in these waters. Not a single beast, but a swarm. Piranha. They can be found throughout the entire Amazon region, from Colombia to Argentina. The most plentiful species in the Amazon is also the most feared, red-bellied piranha. No bigger than a man's open hand, their ferocity comes not from their size, but from their numbers. Piranha travel in schools as large as 100, and when they find prey, they attack en masse. These opportunistic hunters will feed on anything that swims or falls into the water, including a fledgling egret. Piranha have keen hearing and smell. The sound of splashing or the scent of blood sets off a chain reaction. The entire school swarms the defenseless bird, with teeth sharp enough to scar steel. Within minutes, only feathers remain. It may look savage, but many other fish feed in large schools. It's a common survival tactic. Hungry carnivores, such as the enormous piraracu, stand at the ready to snatch up a lone piranha. A large school of piranha moving in unison makes it harder to pick out a single fish. But living collectively invites competition. When food is scarce, the result is a feeding frenzy. The very sight cements the piranha's savage reputation. Yet humans still venture into these waters, turning this fearsome predator into prey. Fishermen suffer the vast number of documented piranha attacks. A bite from a trapped fish can be severe. Razor-sharp teeth can easily sever a finger, but their reputation as man-eaters is a myth. These predators also eat seeds and scavenge on dead animals, such as this capybara carcass. Although humans who drown in the river may meet the same grisly fate, piranha have claimed no human lives. But another hungry fish stalks the Amazon, and this predator hunts alone. The bull shark. A terrifying surprise in the fresh water of the Amazon. Normally, bull sharks cruise the warm coastal waters around the globe, including the South American coastline. But unlike other sharks, they can also survive in fresh water, enabling them to take their appetites upriver. They've been spotted over 3,200 kilometers up the Amazon, as far west as Peru. Sharks need a certain amount of salt in their bodies to survive. If a great white swam into fresh water, its cells would rupture and it would die within hours. But a bull shark would still be swimming strong. A special gland near its tail enables the bull to store salt, while its specialized kidneys recycle the salt already in its body. This adaptation enables it to hunt in brackish and fresh waters off limits to other sharks. Here, bulls are the unsurpassed predators, reaching nearly 3.5 meters and weighing up to 220 kilograms. Giant otters, caiman, river dolphin. The Amazon's usual predators suddenly find the tables turned. Now, they are just another potential meal. In murky water, bulls rely on their keen sense of smell. Over a quarter of a shark's brain is devoted to this one sense. Its nose can locate prey and pinpoint where it is. Sharks also have special sensors on their snouts called ampullae of Lorenzini. These gel-filled electroreceptors detect the faint electrical field generated by all living things, guiding them directly to prey and in for the kill. Serrated teeth work like saws, tearing loose a chunk of flesh to swallow whole. Bull sharks have attacked humans in the ocean. In the Amazon River, there are no such documented cases. They seldom choose to swim into these waters, but when they do, nothing stands in their way. Danger lurks for man and beast alike in the Amazon's murky waters. But dry land offers no safe haven. In the dark forest, death comes in small packages. Creatures of the Amazon basin have evolved in tandem with the rainforest for 100 million years. Those that dwell here are experts at hunting in the shadows, perfecting the art of the silent stalk and the swift ambush. Under the cover of darkness, a Brazilian black tarantula settles in for a meal. Huge, hairy and fanged, tarantulas are the largest spiders in the world, sometimes reaching 30 centimeters in diameter, with a fearsome appearance and a painful bite to match. Roughly 800 tarantula species live around the globe. Their preference for warm climates makes the Amazon the perfect hunting ground. Most of them hunt for insects. But this huge tarantula measures nearly the size of a dinner plate. It searches for larger prey. Unlike most spiders, tarantulas don't build webs to ensnare prey. Instead, the Goliath lays out a single silk tripline and waits. This foraging mouse doesn't even notice as it trips the alarm, but the spider does. It impales its quarry with 2.5 centimeter fangs, injecting a dose of paralyzing neurotoxins. It renders the mouse unable to struggle or bite back. The tarantula's mouth is unequipped for chewing, so it regurgitates its own stomach juices over the victim, pre-digesting it, then sucking up the fluid. Venom is also used for defense, so it contains elements whose sole purpose is to cause pain. A predator, like this coati, won't soon forget the agony of a tarantula bite. It's painful, but the bite poses little more threat to humans than a bee sting. Tarantulas make their presence known with size and power. But a smaller, more lethal spider hunts in the Amazon, and its deadly reputation is well deserved. The Brazilian wandering spider. The name comes from its nomadic lifestyle. The wandering spider doesn't dig a lair or spin a web. It's always on the move, crawling throughout the low-lying areas of South America, from southern Venezuela to northern Argentina. This spider occasionally wanders into our neighborhoods, meaning it's likely to cross paths with us. It's less than half the size of a tarantula. But what it lacks in stature, it makes up for with a hair-trigger defense. It is infamous for biting when threatened or surprised, and it packs one of the biggest venomous punches of any spider in the world. In Brazil alone, 2 similar species account for nearly half of all reported spider bites. The bite packs a dose of venom more than twice as potent as the notorious black widows. The venom contains neurotoxins that immediately attack the nervous system, causing the muscles that control the heart and breathing to shut down. The venom also contains serotonin that attacks the brain, causing tremors and intense pain. This potent weapon makes the wandering spider a hunter of incredible power, able to kill insects, lizards, and mice. Animals as large as the spider itself. Like a tarantula, it prefers to ambush its quarry, using the sensitive hairs on its body to detect vibrations from passing prey. Once it targets a victim, like this grasshopper, the outcome is certain. But the wandering spider doesn't limit its bite to creatures living in the Amazon. Hitching a ride in bunches of bananas, it's wandered into locations as far away as Great Britain. This venomous nomad is most dangerous to humans because it adapts to urban life. But it's not alone in this ability. One of its arachnid cousins is a real city dweller. The scorpion. Over 100 species of the genus Titius live all over South America. Roughly 6 are lethal. This tough and adaptable arachnid prospers in urban environments. The city landscape offers the scorpion a wealth of hiding places and an abundance of insects. But it also brings them closer to us, a potentially lethal encounter. At the end of its tail sits a curved stinger connected to a bulbous venom-filled gland. It's a brutally potent weapon. In Brazil alone, scorpion stings have claimed up to 30 lives in a single year. While venom provides a powerful defense against predators, it's primarily used to hunt. At night, the scorpion emerges from hiding to search for insects or small lizards. Like its spider cousins, its body is covered with fine hairs, sensitive enough to pick up the tiny vibrations from a passing cricket. An injection of neurotoxic venom paralyzes the cricket. Heartbeat and respiration soon fail. But even this fearsome hunter is powerless against one unstoppable foe. Army ants, the most destructive force in the entire Amazon. Instead, they carry their brood of larvae with them as they go, setting up temporary encampments from which to stage their raids. They're undeterred by natural obstacles and even human dwellings. The only option is to get out of their way. Individually, each ant inflicts a painful sting, similar to a wasp's. But army ants don't attack alone. Their assault comes in the hundreds of thousands. In extreme cases, the flood of toxic venom can send a full-grown man into shock. But army ants set their sights on smaller victims that they can consume. The forest floor erupts as creatures flee for their lives. When a scout finds prey, it emits a chemical signal to its fellow soldiers through a gland in its abdomen. thousands of comrades answer the call and fall upon the prey instantly. Each sting weakens and dissolves tissue, readying the victim for its ultimate fate: dismemberment. The ants' pointed mandibles aren't for cutting. They simply grip the victim tightly while pulling it to pieces. Then they haul their grisly cargo back to camp to feed hungry larvae. The Amazon's smallest hunters take on enemies far greater in size and power, cutting them down with toxic bites and deadly stings. But the large creatures are also equipped with secret weapons, some as bizarre as they are deadly. Rainfall dictates all life in the Amazon basin. The rains first arrive in the south in October, then sweep northward. At the height of the wet season, the Amazon and its tributaries swell and cover the land. Then the rains abate. By September, the water retreats to the main river channels. The creatures of the Amazon have evolved with this seasonal rhythm. The watery realm is home to some of the biggest, toughest, and strangest creatures of the Amazon, including one whose presence here can be an unpleasant surprise. The freshwater stingray. It rests placidly on the river bottom, but when disturbed, it unleashes a deadly defense. They cruise the river bottom with their mouths pressed into the mud, sucking up worms, freshwater clams, and snails, then grinding them up with small, blunt teeth. But stingrays aren't just predators, they're also prey. If threatened, they can run. And they can hide. If those tactics fail, rays have another means of self-defense. Halfway up their muscular tail sits a barbed spine, hidden in a sheath of skin and coated in venom. When the ray is resting, the spine points harmlessly backwards. But when a sudden encounter occurs, be it intentional or accidental, it elicits a painful response. The stingray whips its tail, driving its venom-coated spine into the victim. The venom is a complex and potent formula. Toxic enzymes first destroy skin and muscle tissue. As they reach the brain and critical organs, they cause irregular heartbeat and labored breathing. Serotonin brings muscle spasms and excruciating pain. If the barb strikes a leg, pain can linger for days. If it strikes the torso near the heart or lungs, it can kill. There's something equally dangerous and more bizarre. It doesn't bite or sting. Instead, it strikes with a powerful shock. The electric eel. They inhabit the slow-moving backwaters of the Amazon basin and Orinoco basin to the north. Despite their name, they are more closely related to catfish than to true eels. At full size, they can stretch over 2 meters and weigh 13 kilograms. Their power doesn't come from their size, but from a secret weapon. Their bodies contain roughly 6,000 specialized cells called electrocytes. These living batteries generate electricity by pumping ions across the cell membranes, which they can release at will. A full blast discharges over 600 volts, 5 times the jolt from a standard outlet, enough energy to stun a fish from several feet away. The eel's shocking ability helps them overcome some serious predatory deficits. They have no teeth to catch or chew prey, so their powerful blast immobilizes it first. Then it can be sucked up and swallowed whole. Electric eels are also nearly blind. The water in these pools is so cloudy that eyes are of little use. In place of vision, the eel releases weak 10-volt pulses, aiding in navigation, locating prey, and detecting danger. The eel can sense changes in its electrical pulse as it passes a submerged log, an edible fish, or a large predator such as the caiman. The biggest members of the alligator family, caimans are used to eating whatever they can catch, even this juvenile. But the eel's high-voltage predatory punch can also be used in defense. The shock only lasts a few thousandths of a second. But the eel can deliver several in rapid succession. Enough to make the caiman lose its appetite. The jolt rattles the predator, but it leaves it unharmed thanks to its thick hide. A larger adult might have been more than a match for the eel. When a full-grown black caiman slips into the water to hunt, it tends to get what it's after. It is the largest predator of the Amazon, reaching a massive 5 meters in length. Caimans thrive in the wetlands throughout much of the Amazon basin. Many of the Amazon's creatures make their lives at the water's edge. Some, like this capybara, are semi-aquatic. Its senses are tuned to the caiman's silent approach. But even a capybara can be caught unawares. The caiman can just as easily turn its attention underwater. A transparent membrane closes over each eye, sealing out water, without totally sacrificing vision. Despite their size, caimans are swift and graceful hunters. This delicate leap is their way of catching fish. They could be stunning the prey or trapping them in open mouths. Either way, any fish within range stand little chance. A caiman's jaws close with 1,300 kilograms of crushing force, while over 70 interlocking teeth hold the prey fast. People living at the river's edge must accept a certain risk. Although caimans seldom attack humans, they will if provoked. Caimans don't appear to view humans as prey, but they might associate our presence with food. An unguarded fish catch is a tempting meal, and occasionally so are domestic animals. But caimans have much more to fear from us than we do from them. In the 1950s, the leather trade claimed 8 million caimans per year, targeting them for their supple hides. Today, most Amazonian countries have banned caiman hunting and are cracking down on the illegal hide trade. The caiman is slowly recovering and returning to claim its place as one of the Amazon's top predators. The Amazon is home to nearly a third of the world's plants and animals. Over 300 species of mammal, more than 500,000 insects, and more than 300 kinds of reptile, including snakes. Over 100 species of snake live in the Amazon, but one is especially notorious. Bothrops atrox, the common lancehead. It boasts a lethal combination of deadly attributes: a potent venom, an aggressive defense, and a tendency to hunt where people live. The lancehead dwells in the South American lowlands, west to Peru and north to Venezuela. It is a member of the pit viper family, a group that includes rattlesnakes. As hunters, pit vipers share similar tools and techniques, such as camouflage. A lancehead's color pattern blends perfectly with forest litter. Pit viper's stock in trade is its heat-seeking facial pits. These depressions between the eye and nostril sense infrared radiation, the heat given off by a warm-blooded animal. The lancehead's brain interprets this information to form an image of its prey. Just as a human can detect the direction of sound, the snake can sense a fraction of a degree difference in the heat reaching its left and right pit organs, allowing it to lock onto its target and deliver a precision bite. Rats and mice are among a lancehead's favorite foods, and that can be bad news for people. Rodents seek out human dwellings for the bountiful food in our gardens and rubbish. And wherever they go, the lancehead follows. South Americans have a better chance of bumping into a lancehead than any other venomous snake.
¿Dónde está?
It delivers 60% of all venomous bites in the Amazon. And it takes more human life than any other reptile in the Americas. The snake's hemotoxic venom begins killing the tissue around the bite site. As the venom works its way into the bloodstream, it disrupts blood clotting, causing internal bleeding. Heart and kidney failure may occur. Getting medical attention and getting it soon is critical. But this serpent shares its territory with an even larger venomous relative. It dwells in the deepest reaches of the forest. Most South Americans never run the risk of an encounter, but the indigenous people living in its territory know enough to fear the Bushmaster. It is the longest venomous snake in the entire Amazon. Adults average over 2 meters, though some reach nearly twice that length. Inside its diamond-shaped head sits a pair of 3.5 centimeter fangs. But the Bushmaster's primary weapon is patience. It plays the waiting game to the extreme. Each flick of its forked tongue gathers odors from the air, leaves, and soil. The tongue delivers this chemical information to a sensory organ on the roof of the snake's mouth, called the Jacobson's organ. Each fork of the tongue slips into a receptor hardwired to the snake's brain. The brain then processes these scents to pick up a trail left by rats and mice. It's likely the rodents will reuse this path, so the Bushmaster settles in to wait. It will hold this position as long as the odor of prey persists, for days, even weeks. When a rat heads out to forage, the Bushmaster sits, poised and ready. But the rat is ready for this moment too. Saved by a powerful sense of smell and ultrasonic hearing. The Bushmaster's long wait continues. It can afford a few missed strikes. The Bushmaster uses so little energy that it can get by on just 10 meals a year. Eventually, persistence will pay off. Pit vipers hunt and kill with deadly venom. But some snakes don't need venom, especially when they're 9 meters long and powerful enough to make a meal of a human. Making it potentially the Amazon's deadliest. The Amazon is home to some magnificent and deadly predators. But one creature is so colossal, so powerful, it reigns above all others. The most massive serpent on Earth.
It was tremendous, this snake. The beast, it jumped on me. It jumped on me.
The green anaconda. Adults can reach 9 meters, nearly as long as a city bus, and weigh more than 3 grown men. Their bodies can be over 30 centimeters in diameter. A creature so enormous, yet virtually invisible among the vegetation and muddy water. They thrive in the South American tropics, from Venezuela to the Amazon's southern edge, anywhere there is water. The more sluggish and murky, the better for camouflage. Its forked tongue searches the air for scent trails left by prey. Then it waits in ambush, with only its head visible above the waterline. Stealth gives way to raw power. Even a 150-kilogram black caiman can fall victim to an anaconda's crushing death coil. This unstoppable force of nature may even set its sights on humans. Jose Damaso knows this firsthand. A native of northern Peru, he's accustomed to glimpsing these colossal serpents while exploring the swamps around his home.
There are some 5 swamps near the Uran. Ever since I was 17, I've been going there. I went alone or with my father-in-law. We went all over the mountain to fish, everywhere.
Jose and his father-in-law trekked to a familiar fishing spot. It's a place known to harbor an especially large serpent. The two men had seen it before, but thought little of the danger.
At any moment, if you go there, you might see it. It's there, sunbathing, curled up. And it's listening. And it's watching. When you move, it sees you.
But today, the snake is nowhere to be seen. The men split up, each to find his own pool. Jose is soon engrossed in his fishing. He fails to notice that the snake is not absent at all. It's hunting. The anaconda can hold its breath for up to 10 minutes. Fully concealed, it closes in. The ultimate stealth approach for the ultimate surprise attack. Razor-sharp teeth dig into Jose's thigh. Teeth designed for exactly that purpose. They're arranged in a double row and point backwards to catch and hold struggling prey. But they inject no venom. The anaconda's real weapon is its body. Its squeeze is like a 360-kilogram motorcycle pressing on the victim's ribcage. Every time the prey exhales, the snake tightens its grip. Breathing is impossible. An anaconda can easily swallow prey much wider than its own head, thanks to a specially constructed jaw. An extra bone called the quadrate swings the snake's mouth open at 2 points, allowing it to reach a maximum gape of 180 degrees. Wide enough to enable a large snake to swallow a man whole. Jose knows that if the snake succeeds in coiling, there will be no escape.
I jumped to my feet. I grabbed its head and threw it off me. If I didn't, it would have dragged me away.
Luckily, Jose's size and quick reaction may have saved his life.
When the snake let go, I shouted for my father-in-law, and I took off running.
But he's left with a reminder of just how close he came to the unthinkable.
I lifted my leg like this, and 3 teeth came out. One more is still in there.
There are no confirmed cases of anacondas successfully preying on humans, but attacks like this have occurred before, and they appear to be predatory. Jose knows he took a risk venturing into the snake's domain.
It has grown up there. That animal, that anaconda, since it was small, and it has grown into such a tremendous animal. Even now, it's still living there.
They are an elite group, embodying all of nature's grandeur and power. They have thrived with a vast array of survival skills and defenses. They are the Amazon's deadliest.